Are you ready to get your fantasy on? Here's Show Us Your TDs. It's grind time!
Let's go! Welcome back to Show Us Your TDs. As Russell Wilson would say, let's ride to another fantastic week of football. It's always a pleasure to share the mic with my man, Melky. Melky, how you doing today?
Hey fam, I'm doing well. Week 7, a new lease on life because week 6 sucked donkey balls. Caught a double whammy actually with our Cowboys going down and fantasy football as well going down. Yeah, it was a really bad week 6, but I'm glad it's a new week, and fuck, I just can't wait to get the ball rolling.
You get the double whammy, I don't.
Yeah, which was a shocker too, but I guess we're gonna get into that right now.
Sure, go for
it. All right, well, let's get it. Fantasy football update. Goobs, since you are all smiles over there, why don't you tell everyone how you did?
Well, we got that new segment called I Told You So, and I told you I was going to win this week. Not in fashionable form, actually. It was a very close one, 99-85. It all came down to the end of the day, Sunday night. No, Monday night football. Sunday night. I don't even remember anymore. I'm going crazy.
Yeah, you had Monday because you had Austin Eckler.
Yeah, there we go. Because I'm thinking about the Cowboys game and freaking.
That was Sunday night, and that was the Sunday night. That was the start of things going downhill, basically.
Yeah, so it all came down to the Monday nighter, Eckler versus Mike Williams. And Mike Williams did not put up anything for TaylorMade, and Eckler put up a nice 19 points for me. So yeah, I like I said, won 99-85. Stafford, meh. 17 points. A.J. Brown, 15. Juju Smith-Schuster coming out with 113 yards, 1 reception for a touchdown. Let's go. This is why I picked you up. I think you're going to be a big guy coming out next few weeks, so I'm hoping for all that. You were right.
About
Mr. Jeff Wilson Jr. not putting up any numbers.
It's the San Francisco way, man, with the running backs.
Big old 0.5 after he fumbled. They said, "Know what? Ride the pine." So yeah. All in all, though, I mean, some of my guys put up some decent numbers. Some of my guys didn't, but I got it done. 99-85, 2-4. We're running high. Let's ride.
Let's ride out of the basement. Here he comes. Yeah. No, congratulations. That was actually a good win. The best part about anytime Alan plays someone is getting the play-by-play from Alan, because he's happy and then he's sad and then he's upset and then he's happy again and then there's some optimism and then he's really pissed off and he says fuck fantasy. Like it's actually incredible. If I could show you guys the text messages between him and I, you would be on the floor laughing because they're just so funny.
Oh, I got the same during the Sunday night or Sunday games and Sunday night games, and then the Monday nighter. All he was like, "Oh man, my guys are doing shit," and then I'm like, "Dude, we still have players left," and then he's just like, "Yeah, but you still got Eckler," and I'm like, "You have Mike Williams." Like he was winning by I think he was winning by 5 before Monday. And I was like, you still have Mike Williams. You never know. Like Eckler, I thought Denver defense was going to shut Eckler down. But
Denver defense wasn't shut down anything in that game.
No.
But no, when you're up by 5 going into a Monday nighter and it's 2 like top tier players, it could go either way. Like,
yeah.
So but my money would have been on Eckler because Eckler's been on fire lately. Especially that touchdown, they pushed him in. Like, I love
Yeah.
when he gets the ball and he's at the goal line and they just shove him in and he's just like, yeah, just push me, man. I could take the pain. Like, I'm a
You,
big,
you ride the big guys, right?
that's it. That's all you have to do. He's a fucking freak of nature.
Yeah.
So no, congratulations. You have life again.
Yeah, I'm sitting with the RB1.
Yeah.
No, what's weird though is like the past 3 seasons now, I've always had the RB1.
Yeah, you have. But the rules have been a little different this time around because obviously
half PPR.
it's PPR, right? It's PPR, so points are different this season. But you know what? You're a lot better than Tim. Tim is 1-5, and honestly, he's hanging on for dear life. I think if he loses this week, he's done.
Yeah, I feel the same way though. If I lose this week, I'm pretty much out. But you know what? Let's not talk about me so much. Let's talk about you and how you did last week. Obviously, we kind of know you lost, but that's okay.
Yes, you jackass. I lost 112 to 101 to the top dog right now, Devontae's Inferno. Goobs, all I had to do is play the Buffalo defense. I took your stupid advice and I took Jesse's advice not to play Buffalo. And I went out and grabbed Cleveland because I thought, oh, backup quarterback. New England's kind of a mess offensively. Yeah, they gave me a fucking goose egg.
Look, we can't all be Tony Romo and call the fucking end score before the fucking game even starts, okay? Did you hear about this?
No, keep going. Let's hear it.
Tony, sorry, like not to interrupt.
No,
Tony Romo, fucking probably I would say 5 minutes into the game, he goes, "Oh, everybody thinks this is gonna be a high scoring game." He goes, "No, it's gonna be 24-20." Who just called it? Like right on cue. And Tony Romo is another fucking human being out there.
Isn't it crazy though? He is a way better commentator than he ever was as a football player.
Oh, I love Tony Romo as a football player. I don't give 2 shits what anybody says.
So
he could fumble a ball 10, 15 yards back and still make a first down.
So if he was this smart with X's and O's and play calling, why didn't this translate to a Cowboys Super Bowl appearance, AFC, NFC
pressure,
NFC championship?
He
relevancy.
He was always good at checking the plays, making sure he has his defenses like zone or blitz or whatever it is. He was good at calling these things and finding out what the scheme is, but I think he just cracked under pressure a lot. But that's enough about the past. Let's stick with the future. I guess the past, but
still the past, man. It happened last week. And yeah, he definitely cracked because who fucking fumbles a snap and cost your team a playoff game?
Yeah.
My
bar was never the same.
I remember that like it was yesterday. But going back, I did lose. My own fault for listening to other people. I should have just left it the way it was. And since I did lose, we're gonna have calling out names. Cleveland defense, I already mentioned you. You gave me a fucking donut. A donut. I had 10 points with you. I had 8 points at one point. Even 6 points. And you could only muster 0?
That was your fault. You picked up the Cleveland defense.
Fantasy told me to.
You should have picked up the Chargers.
No, I didn't. That game went to OT. I should have just played Buffalo. They had 8 points.
Yeah.
8 points. Cortland Sutton, 2.4. Now, I know your quarterback, it's mainly your quarterback's fault, but you need to get open more. You and Judy and whomever else is running routes, you need to get open more and not let that stupid tight end get open so he could score. You're the guy. You're the number one there. Act like it, please. And last but not least, the man who apparently compared NFL to war recently, going over to Tampa Bay, Tom Brady. 18 points. You're supposed to be elite. Your team is elite. You have weapons everywhere. You went 25 for 40 with only 1 touchdown. Tom, get it together. Stop taking your ongoing divorce out on your teammates. It's fucking embarrassing. Let's go.
He's just not getting that Gluck 9000 anymore.
He's missing something, man. Like either get off the shitter or don't. Just retire. If you are going through something, walk away from the team.
He just said, actually, there was a interview. He just said that he doesn't see retirement in his future.
Yeah, because he's sticking it to Giselle. Because if he retires, that's just defeat on his part. And Tom Brady doesn't get defeated, apparently.
Nope, he just deflates.
hence my team name, Deflate This. All right, Goobs. Since you're in a festive, cheery mood, why don't you break down this week's matchup?
Well, this week's matchup, I mean, it's a basic matchup, nothing too special. It's me versus the Melk-Man. CD's Nuts versus Deflate This. Yes, I finally changed my name from Oh Hungry to Oh Henry to CD's Nuts.
I'm gonna cut you off here. I'm gonna give you fucking kudos galore for that game. What a fantastic game! When I saw it pop up on the app, I'm like, you got the wiser clap for me. That slow wiser clap.
Do I get it for my second team name?
What's your
burrow these nuts in your mouth?
Does it fit on the app?
It does.
That's fantastic. You get another wiser clap. Bravo, Goobie. Bravo. Continue.
All right. So it is CD's Nuts versus Deflate This. It's Goobie versus Melky, the ultimate showdown. I think Melk is 4-2 in this rivalry that we have here. I think, but I still have a championship over him. That's okay.
Just in this league, I have a championship from like years ago.
This league only matters because of this podcast. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna break down who I got. Unfortunately, someone stole someone from me. I didn't think anybody would actually pick him up because I looked at everybody's quarterbacks and I said, they all got starting quarterbacks. No one's on a bye. They're all good. I thought I'd pick him up after picking up Latavius Murray. I needed a running back before a quarterback. I thought I was going to get Dak Prescott, but some guy over here stole him from me. But that's okay. We're both I'm starting with Tua Tagovailoa. Matthew Stafford's on a bye. Tua's coming back from the concussion. I think it's going to be a good game. It's going against Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh had a pretty good game against Tampa, but I think Tua's going to do pretty well. I don't think he's going to have that 50-point game like he did. But so Tua, I'm starting CeeDee Lamb. DeAndre Hopkins, welcome back. Welcome back to the NFL. Let's see how much you get done this week. I predict 10 and under, but I have to start him as DeAndre Hopkins. You don't just bench that guy.
No, you don't bench someone who's fresh too. Like and is arguably at one point was the best wide receiver in the game. So, and he's got a lot of juice left.
And he actually made like this hype video. I heard.
Yeah, I just saw it.
I gotta watch it after this because I want to get hyped up for this. T. Higgins in my wide receiver 3 spot. Austin Eckler, Jeff Wilson Jr. Now Jeff Wilson Jr. I might switch that out with Tony Pollard. I'm not quite sure yet, but it's a thought and process. I'm starting Evan Ingram in my tight end slot. Juju Smith in my flex. Daniel Carlson, welcome back from the bye against Houston. I'm hoping to have a huge game from you. And San Francisco defense against KC. I don't expect much out of them, but I don't have anybody I want to drop for another defense. And I do not want to get rid of the top 3 defense in the league right now. So I'm sticking with that. Fantasy wise. They're actually 2, but I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to drop that. So, yeah. Melky, I'll let you take it with your team, and then we'll talk who wins.
Okay. Well, normally I'd praise your lineup choices, but I'm not because I don't care what you do. I just want you to lose. I just want you to lose badly. So Yeah, speaking of Dak Prescott, I did swoop in and steal Dak Prescott, and you're not the only one that complained about it. Allen wanted him too, but since Allen's sitting so high up, I had first dibs.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, we're going with the return of Dak Prescott, Cortland Sutton, Chris Olave, rookie standout. He's back from concussion. Christian Kirk, Christian McCaffrey, newly acquired Ezekiel Elliott, Aiden Hurst out of Cincinnati, possibly newly acquired DeAndre Swift. We're still waiting to see if he's going to be healthy or not. The KC kicker, Harrison Buckner. And I'm rolling with the Cincinnati defense because Buffalo is on a bye. And
you should start Buffalo.
No, not this week. So that's my team. Goobie just listed his. So now the great debate begins. Go ahead.
I just want to ask, did you ever think start of the year, like sitting there drafting names, you would be benching Najee Harris?
I did not. I thought, you know what? I made the mistake of grabbing him. In hindsight, I mean, obviously, I did not know. I thought he was going to be a stud like he was in his rookie campaign. But yeah, I have to bench him. He's been horrible. Yeah. He's been god-awful. The Pittsburgh Steelers are a fucking tire fire right now. And when McCaffrey and Zeke are playing better, I have to start them over him.
Yeah. No, and I agree. But I just kind of had to ask that question because that was your first overall pick. I thought he was going to be a top 3 running back because I thought people were going to sleep on Henry and McCaffrey after injuries. But yeah, so back to the matchup. I'm predicted to lose 125 to 127. And I honestly feel that is a fair assumption. I actually don't think I can win this. The only way I can win this is as Austin Eckler does another 30 points and my big 4 and wide receivers, Lamb, Hopkins, Higgins, and I guess not big 4, big 3, put up numbers as A.J. Brown is on a bye. But, yeah, I don't see much coming out of it. McCaffrey is fantastic. He's going up against Tampa Bay, and Zeke's going against Detroit. I think these guys are going to put up 20, 25 points each. It's looking dismal, but you know there's always hope. There's any given Sunday, right?
Absolutely, and it's not like I'm guaranteed to win here. I think this is going to be a seesaw battle.
Yep.
There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. What actually could really hurt you is Tua because he's coming off concussion. He's going to be, I don't know, like I know he's a professional, but he's going to be very cautious what he does. I don't care what anybody says. He's going to be cautious. The team's going to be cautious. I think, yeah, that's your wild card right there. If Tua puts up 30 points, you have a great opportunity to win. If Tua gives you 15, might be a long day for you at the office, but I think this is going to be a really good matchup. Obviously, our chirping battle is going to be insane because we have mouths on us that a sailor probably wouldn't entertain going to a bar with because, we're bad. We're really bad, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I like you know what? All the best to you, but I'm coming for that fucking dub.
No, also, it's not just me versus you. It's not Melk versus Goobie. It's who's going to have the better record. You're 8th, I'm 9th. We're both 2 and 4. So that's also going to be a big chirp is, well, I fucking beat you and I'm way better than you, even though it's just one win. But that's what the chirp's going to be.
Oh, it's always bragging rights, but it's also playoff implications because the season's moving along, and the more you lose, the less chance you have of getting in. And a lot of us are 2 and 4, minus Tim because he sucks.
Yep.
And yeah, I leapfrog you if I win. I'm a game ahead of you, so I need this win. You need this win. So let's go.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, me, Melk, Cowboys fans, We had Ba on last week, Eagle fan. The big Sunday nighter, Cowboys versus Eagles. And guess what? Cowboys stunk. Cooper Rush, 18 to 38, 181 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Well, we know there's no debate in Dallas anymore. Dak Prescott is back and he's starting. We lost 26 to 17. Eagles just stay perfect. Fly, Eagles, fly, I guess. I don't really want to say it, but you know what? For Ba's sake, fly, Eagles, fly. Good for you. Kudos to you. Zeke only 13 carries for 81 yards, 1 touchdown. That's actually a good stat. To have 13 carries, just under 100 yards and a touchdown, that's a good stat. CD Lamb, 5 for 68. But the Eagles, man, Melky. What about these Eagles, man? Why are these guys just killing it?
Because they do everything correctly.
Yeah.
They play offense correctly. They play defense correctly. They're coached correctly. They're coached better than Dallas is. Their quarterback is better. They just make better decisions. Whereas Dallas, you're not going to win a game throwing the ball away 3 times. You're not going to win the game when your wide receivers have very little stats. I mean, besides the touchdown to the tight end, the backup tight end, what did anyone do?
Yeah, 68, 40, 22, 18. Those yards are terrible.
It's god awful is what it is. It's god awful. And, hopefully Dak provides a spark in this offense because it's been really bad. It's been the defense that saved us, really. The defense has been off. The defense has been amazing. Parsons, Diggs, Wilson, Lawrence, they've all done their part. Now it's time for the offense to step up and meet up to the standard that the defense is playing right now.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you. Everybody's been hating on Diggs last year for letting up so many yards. He hasn't done that this year. He's actually stopped trying to go for the ball and started playing defense. And I'm liking that about Diggs. Just little Eagles numbers over here. Jalen Hurts, 15 for 25, 155, 2 touchdowns. Not like a fantastic game for him, but their defense just got it done for them and made the turnovers happen. So kudos to the Eagles. Like I said, fly, Eagles, fly.
I got a question before we move on to the next part.
Sure.
Did the Cowboys win the rematch now with Dak Prescott back?
When is the rematch? Do we know? Yeah, I'll look at it right now.
It's not for a while. It's
1, 2, 3, 4,
near the end of the
5,
season.
6, 7, 8, 9 weeks from now. I think so. I think if Dallas is in a position to surpass the Eagles, and hopefully the Giants aren't in a position to stay up top, I think Dallas has a great shot of redeeming themselves, especially with Dak back and with playoff and number 1 seeds available. This could be a big fight 9 weeks from now.
Okay, I like it. Well, speaking of redemption, you know who got redemption on Sunday?
Who's that?
Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. They defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 24-20. Josh Allen, Goobie's Lord and Savior, he posted 329 passing yards, 3 TDs, 32 rushing yards, and 1 fumble. His counterpart, Mahomeboy, had 338 passing yards, 2 passing TDs, 2 interceptions, especially the one at the end that was real bad, and 21 rushing yards. The Bills' defense that I alluded to earlier, 3 sacks and 2 INTs. Goobs, ultimate question here. Will this be the AFC Championship game?
At this point, yeah, I think so. I think, Kansas City is coming out strong, unlike they did last year. And, this is definitely going to be most likely the AFC Championship game. And I still think the Bills are going to take this. Josh Allen is having that MVP season. And this is his time. This is his time to shine. He's got the weapons. He's got Gabe Davis. He's got Stephon Diggs. They're looking to make trades right now. They're looking at CMC. So this could be a huge thing. And like, I know a lot of people hate on not Austin Eckler, on Cam Akers. Cam Akers. But I mean, they're looking to trade him, and Cam Akers can be a good back. Now, whether or not the problems with Cam Akers is him, or if it's just internal with the organization. If it's just the organization and they're just trying to get him out, Cam Akers would be a great fit for Buffalo.
He'd be a better option than Singletary. Well, actually, they'd be good together because they both do different things.
It would be a great share, you know. Have Singletary do some running, have Cam Akers do some catching. It'll be, but I mean, if they get CMC, it's pretty much game over.
I mean, yeah, it is, but I don't think he's going there. I think CMC gets moved in the offseason. I don't know where, but I just think it's going to be too complex for right now to make that trade.
Yeah, I predicted, and I know we're kind of going off topic, CMC to Buffalo, Singletary to the Rams, and Cam Akers to Carolina. It's gonna be a three-way trade.
Three-way trade. Well, they've been reporting like for money-wise, it's got to be a 3-team trade to make it work. I like that though, Goobie. Way to use your head, man.
And I'm sure there'll be draft picks involved, but my brain's not that big.
Plus, we don't care about draft picks on this show right now.
But what we do care about is a segment called "I Told You So," and that's because Melky, I told you so. 27-10, Jets over Green Bay Packers. I told you so, guys. Jets are killing it. I mean, the numbers aren't fantastic, but the Jets are just killing it. And I think it's led by Breece Hall and this defense. They're just being absolute beasts. Zach Wilson, not so much. 10 of 18, 110 yards, 0 touchdowns, but 0 interceptions. That's okay. I mean, you're not doing anything spectacular, but you're doing MILFs, so good for you.
Including Aaron Rodgers' mom, I heard.
Breece Hall, though, 20 carries, 116, and 1 touchdown. Dude is a beast. If you picked him up, good for you. He was definitely a sleeper of mine, but he got picked up really early in the league this year. So, but I mean, yeah, killing it. The wide receivers, though, not very good. The problem is, though, Corey Davis asking for a trade.
No, Elijah.
Oh, sorry,
Moore.
Is it Elijah Moore?
Yeah, it wasn't Corey Davis. No.
Oh, that's my bad. Then Elijah Moore asking for a trade. But yeah, no, Green. I thought it was Corey Davis. Anyways,
no,
Aaron.
it was the guy they drafted last year. Corey Davis was the signing.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers, 26 for 41, 246 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, that's not Aaron Rodgers' numbers, but it's still decent. They just don't look the same. I think Aaron Rodgers is done. Melky, what do you think?
Aaron Rodgers has no weapons, for one. He lost his big gun in Devontae. Lazard looks all right, and then the Rook looks adequate, but you going to ask Aaron Jones and Dylan to do all the work for you? I don't think so. No. And I don't care because he's a fucking liar, so fuck you, Aaron Rodgers. And Breece Hall, what a stud. I was hoping he was going to go down. He was going to be a little later too, but he was snatched earlier, which is fine, but I had him on my radar as well. Did you know he is on pace to have 1,000 rushing yards and 500 receiving yards? That is insane. That's insane. Yeah. But I have a question for you.
Stop.
Since you love the Jets so much.
I do.
Are the Jets a threat to the Bills?
They're not a threat to the Bills, but at this point, the way their defense is playing, and if Wilson can, keep the ball on his team's side and not throw it away, I think they could be a playoff team at this point.
But not to the Bills?
Not to the Bills.
That division?
Fuck no. Hell no. Have they played the Bills yet?
No.
Yeah, they're gonna get demolished by the Bills because the Jets defense is playing good. Yeah, the Jets run game is good. Their passing game isn't spectacular, and Bills defense is just gonna rip Wilson apart. So yeah, not a threat.
Okay, just so you know, Bills defense, don't hurt the man too much. We need him to get those mills and snatch. Sorry, let me try that again. Good thing we can edit things. Bills Mafia, Bills defense. I need you not to hurt the MILF hunter because he needs to go hunting. And the NFL isn't the same when the MILF hunter isn't surrounded by MILFs. Just saying.
We need those MILF memes, okay?
Exactly. But speaking of threats, let's stick with New York, but go on the other side with the New York Football Giants. Goobs, they're 5-1. They defeated the Baltimore Ravens 24-20. Daniel Jones, as always, with pedestrian numbers, 173 yards, 2 TDs, 6 rushing yards, and a fumble. Typical Daniel Dimes. Lamar Jackson, on the other hand, 210 passing yards, a TD, an INT, 77 rushing yards, and a fumble himself. And then possibly the best running back in the league right now, Saquon Barkley, 83 rushing yards, a TD, and 12 receiving yards. Goobie, do the Giants at 5-1, do they make the playoffs this season?
It's hard because fucking Cowboys fans over here sitting under the Giants and the Eagles. If they can beat Dallas, yes. We play them one more time. If they beat Dallas, yes, they make the playoffs. If they don't beat Dallas, we will obviously take that, and I feel like Dallas and the Giants are going to end up with the same record, and it's all going to come down to the wins in the division and obviously against each other. So I think it's all going to come down to that Giants Cowboys game.
Well, did you know our division is 17-5 combined?
Yeah, we're the best division in the league. Come on now.
So is it 17-5? No, 17-6. I forgot the extra loss. Still 17-6, best division in football. Yes. Do we possibly have 3 teams out of the East in the playoffs?
I haven't actually looked at the NFC standings. Let me bring that up really quick. It takes 2 seconds to do, but I mean, you're looking at the Vikings 5-1. You're looking at the NFC South is just terrible, and the NFC West is looking the exact same. You could possibly have 3 teams from the NFC East making the playoffs. I mean, San Fran and the Rams 3-3, Tampa and somehow Atlanta 3-3. The Vikings are 5-1. Green Bay Packers are 3-3, and then you got Cowboys, Giants, and Eagles 4-2, 5-1, and 6-0. So yeah, I definitely could see that happening. Like it's a thing. I mean, the Giants are riding Saquon Barkley. They're riding this defense, and Daniel Jones, for his dismal numbers and like you said, pedestrian numbers, he's spreading the ball out. I mean, 38 yards, 37 yards, 25 yards, two players with 18 yards receiving, and Matt Breida with 17. Saquon Barkley had 12. So he's spreading the ball out. So you don't know who he's going to. He doesn't have that number 1. And at this point, it's looking like you got 3 teams that could make the playoffs.
Is there a reuniting of New York and Odell Beckham Jr. in the future?
No, didn't OBJ sign with somebody?
He hasn't signed with anyone. He's been on a tour with a few different teams. The front runner apparently is KC right now, and that's why Adam went and picked him up off the wire. But there was KC, there's Buffalo, New York.
I forgot. No, it was Deshaun Jackson that I was thinking of, but
he went to Baltimore.
Yeah. So yeah, no, OBJ, man. I mean, I could see it, but I think he wants a better quarterback.
You mean a quarterback?
Yeah, one that doesn't fumble or one that doesn't run 50 yards and then fall to his own feet. So
What a chud. All right. Well, we were talking about great divisions. Let's move over to not so great divisions, and actually one that's pretty shitty right now.
Yep.
It's time for the AFC West Bulletin, Goobie's favorite division. And we're gonna break down what they did last week and the overall standings. And here we go. So top spot, and it hasn't changed all year. We've got the KC Chiefs at
Told you so.
The season's not over yet. At 4-2, but underneath them, the LA Chargers are also 4-2. Next, we've got the Denver Broncos at 2-4. And last but not least, the Las Vegas Raiders sporting a 1-4 record. Now, that's just terrible. Now, Goobs, KC Chiefs, as we alluded to earlier, they lost to the Bills. So we're not going to go over that 24-20. Their next opponent is the 49ers. Quickly, how do you think they're going to do?
It's going to be an interesting game. I'm hoping the Niners actually pull some good defensive moves and beat the Chargers, or the Chiefs. But you know what? That's just because I have them sitting on my defensive slot right now. I think the Chiefs are going to win this. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but at the same time, it could be if. It's just hard to say because the Chiefs, they're not using their receivers as much. I mean, they're spreading the ball out, but they don't have that true number one yet.
Yeah, it's Travis Kelce or bust.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? It's Travis Kelce or bust, but that's obviously not a wide receiver. It's a tight end. You need that receiver. You need that number one. But
I thought Juju was the number one. You were just praising. You were just singing his praises earlier.
He technically is, but like this is the first time he's put up good numbers in fantasy and in general for the Chiefs. You gotta work him in, and I think they've started to do that. So who knows? He could be number one. He put up great numbers years ago, and he's still young, so he could still be that guy. So you never know. But until they define who he is or define who their number one is, they're not going to be putting up 40 points a game.
That's because TikTok wasn't invented yet. Now that it is, he's a dancing fool.
So I'm going to go 28-21 for the Chiefs.
Okay. I like it. All right, moving on. The Chargers defeated the Broncos in the Monday Night Sleeper 19-16. This game actually went to OT. It drove me bonkers because, like I was saying earlier, Sutton did fuck all because Russell Wilson sucks hairy balls. Yes. Justin Herbert was 238 yards, an INT, and 9 rushing yards, while his counterpart, Russ Let's Ride Wilson, went for 188 yards, a TD, and 23 rushing yards. So, Goobs, did you know the Broncos have 4 fucking primetime games this season?
Yeah, and it's very sad. And just to let everybody know, I actually messed up last week with the points between kicker and Russell Wilson because I didn't add the extra points. So there's probably another 4 points on there that this kicker is outscoring Russell Wilson, and it didn't change this week.
Isn't that pathetic?
It's terrible that your kicker is scoring more points than your actual quarterback that cost you $250 million. Instead of let's ride the pine, Russ. Get your ass on the bench.
I agree. And last but not least, the Las Vegas Raiders. They didn't play. They were on a bye, which was probably a good thing for them. And did you know it's the only other time they haven't lost this year?
Hey, good for them. They went out on a high this week because they're on a bye.
Oh, okay. Well, their next opponent will be the Houston Texans. How do you think they'll do with that?
I think they could win this. I mean, Texans are playing great. Damian Pierce is looking fantastic. But I think this is not a statement game, but a game that the Raiders need to win for someone not to get fired. I don't know who's going to get fired. I don't know who's going to lose their job. But if you don't beat the Houston Texans, someone's job is gone. I don't care if it's the water boy, the head coach, the assistant's coach. Someone's getting fired.
My guess will be it will be the offensive coordinator that gets the X, because Josh McDaniels is not getting fired. Carr and the players are definitely not getting fired, and the defense isn't maybe the defensive coach might get fired too. Who knows? Might be a fire sale.
Fire sale.
Okay, well, that has been your AFC West bulletin. What do we got next, Goobie?
Da-na-na, da-na-na. All right, guys. We are doing semi-pro picks because me and Melky are not professionals. Now, before we get into this, I want to tell everybody who's listening at home, please gamble responsibly. Only gamble what you can, and if you can't gamble, don't do it at all, okay? Leave it up to us to spend our money and lose it all.
Yeah, laugh at us after we waste our money. Don't do the same.
All right, so for those of you who know me, I do every week a 12-game parlay just for shits and giggles because the money is so high. So me and Melky are going to go over the matchups this week. I'm going to give him the point spread on them, and we're going to pick them. So, Melky.
Yo.
All right, here we go. We got the Giants at Jacksonville. Jaguars are predicted to win by 3. What do we got?
I like it.
You got the Jags. Okay. We got the Indianapolis Colts versus Tennessee Titans. The Titans are predicted to win by 2.5. What do we got?
That one's tough.
I'm gonna go with the Titans. I think the Titans are gonna pull this off.
Yeah, okay.
We got Cleveland Brown versus the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens predicted to win by 6.5. That's
almost a touchdown.
It is. It's a touchdown. So if they win by a touchdown, we cover. I think the Ravens could take that.
Yeah, after the debacle loss last week, where Lamar threw a pick to seal it. Yeah, it's a division game, and it's a must-win game because Baltimore's falling apart.
All right. The 3-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the 1-5 Carolina Panthers. The Buccaneers are predicted to win by 11. I don't see this happening. I know Carolina. It's in Carolina too. I know Carolina's not doing great, but I don't see Tom Brady doing this unless this is a game saying, "Hey, look, I'm actually still Tom Brady."
Well, I hope not because I'm not starting him. But no, I don't think they'll win by 11. They'll probably win by a touchdown or maybe 10, but not 11.
Okay, I'm going to hold off on this one because there are extra games. I think there's one extra game that I don't have to play this week. So let's go on. Detroit Lions at Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys predicted to win by 7. I think they win by 14. Melky.
This is going to be a shootout affair, and yes, I agree.
All right. We got Green Bay Packers versus the Washington Commanders. Now, the Commanders can't even pay out their 50-50 draws. So I don't think they're going to pay me out either if I pick them. I'm going to go Green Bay Packers at 4.5. Melky?
I like it because no Wentz, no Mr. Glass, and yeah, Schneider doesn't have money anymore. So yeah, go Packers.
Yeah. All right. They're not paying their 50-50s. They're not paying me anything either. So all right. So we got Atlanta Falcons and Cincinnati. Cincinnati predicted to win by 6.5. I totally like that. I know you got the Bengals defense on your roster this week. Melk, what do you think?
2 thumbs up, man. Let's Bengals County, Let me try this again. Cincinnati Council. Let me try this a third time. Cincinnati country. You guys are gonna dismantle the Falcons.
I thought you were about to say Cincinnati country. Let's ride.
No, I wouldn't disrespect them like that.
All right. Okay, Houston Texans in Las Vegas. Vegas predicted to win by 7. I don't think so. I think this is going to be a 3-point game.
I actually like the Texans to upset them.
Ooh, all right. I'll take that too. Okay, Jets versus the Denver Broncos. This is going to be where the Jets come out swinging. Melky.
Yeah, they're hitting a home run in this game, so yeah, take the Jets.
Now, this is the hard part here. Denver Broncos are predicted to win by 0.5.
It's not happening.
Okay. Seattle Seahawks in LA versus the Chargers. Chargers are predicted to win by 5.5. Melky.
Roll with the Chargers because I think Keenan Allen's playing this week.
Go Bolts, go. All right, KC versus the Niners. KC predicted to win by 3. I think they're going to win way more than 3. Melky, what do you think?
Yeah, put up a 3-piece. San Fran's defense is good though, man. Like that, I see. You know how you're avoiding the Tampa game?
Yeah,
I would actually avoid this game.
Okay. Pittsburgh Steelers versus Miami. Miami predicted to win by 7. This could be a rough one too. Melky, what do you think?
I like Miami to win by 7.
Touchdown?
Yeah. Well, it's over a touchdown technically.
Yeah.
Technically, but
all right, I'll take it. I think so too. I think this could be a good game. I mean, Tua's back, so I think they're gonna go strong, and I hope Tua puts up like 5,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, so I can just beat Melky's ass.
Not happening. You'll be lucky if he's not twitching on the ground again.
All right. Bears against Patriots. It's in New England. The Patriots are predicted to win by 8. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. For a team that has trouble scoring, there's no way. You know what? They've been lucky. I mean, yeah, didn't they shut out? Who they shut out 2 weeks ago? Was it the Lions? Yeah, they shut out the Lions 2 weeks ago. I think they've gotten all their offensive mojo out, and Mac Jones is returning, and clearly the other quarterback's better, but they're going with mac and cheese. So look for the Bears to cover.
Yeah, it's a sticky situation when you eat mac and cheese. All right. So I'm at 11 games. So we got KC versus the Niners, or we're going with Tampa Bay against the Panthers. And I think I agree with you. I don't think that it's going to be an 11-point game for Tampa Bay. So I'm going to pick the Carolina Panthers, and let's hope this pays out. Melky, I'll give you some money if it does. Not a lot of money though, because it's only 20,000.
Only 20,000. You know, I'll only take half of that. Okay.
All right, sounds good. But you better pay me $5 if we lose.
Well, yeah, no shit. I'll e-transfer you later.
All right. Okay, bets are in, everybody. Let's hope we win. Please, again, everybody, if you're listening, gamble responsibly. Do not gamble if you cannot do it. If you're in financial trouble, please do not gamble. I repeat, do not gamble. All right, Melky, that is semi-pro picks this week. What we got next?
Thanks, Goobie. I love when we do our picks. It's always fun. Good picking your brain. You're a wizard at this stuff. So hopefully it does pay out, and if it does, you better fucking pay me.
If I was a wizard, I'd be rich. Okay?
And he'd be wearing a cloak.
I would like a pointy hat, actually.
Okay, so it's time for the second best segment on this pod, and also Goobie's favorite pastime when he's in the bathroom. It's boom or bust. Now, Goob, since you had a great setup in our last segment, why don't you start us off?
Okay. Well, I am going with the newly acquired Robbie Anderson. Panthers trade Robbie Anderson to the Cards due to Hollywood Brown being injured for the rest of the season. And the fact that he was sent off last week during the game, I mean, we kind of saw Robbie being traded somewhere. With the Cardinals starting 2 wide receivers, one who hasn't played in 6 games and one who just got acquired, I'm going to say Anderson is going to be a bust this week. He hasn't had the reps with Kyler Murray, and it was a quick trade. So, like, he's starting pretty much 4 days after the trade. I can't see him being anywhere near ready to work into a different offense this week. Robbie Anderson, you're a bust for me.
That's 2 busts over here. I agree with you 100%. Kyler Murray is going to be focused on 2 things: DeAndre Hopkins and his next kill on Call of Duty. So don't pick him up this week.
All right, Melk, who do you got?
Well, we talked about him. We're like, I feel like this boomer bust is about returns, right? Debuts or returns from injury. We're going over to Dallas, and we're talking Dak Prescott, Dakota Rain, and he's a big boom in my book. The timing is perfect. It's the Detroit Lions, and you couldn't ask for a better matchup from returning from an injury. He's going to light him up. I think it's going to be a nice way to get back into the thick of things. Detroit gives up an average of they've given up 261 passing yards per game. That's what they give up. That's a lot of fucking yards to give up to a team in each game. They can't stop a cold even if they tried. So Dak Prescott is a huge boom on his return this week.
I hope Dak Prescott breaks a thumb. No, I don't. Okay. This is obviously it's hard for me to say, but I think he's going to be a boom too. Like you said, great matchup, great matchup to come back to. I know Detroit's been playing lights out lately, other than the New England game, but
they haven't been playing lights out defensively.
No, they haven't. That's what I was getting to. Their defense is lacking. Dak Prescott's probably going to run a field date on him, but that's okay because he's just going to give it to my man, CeeDee Lamb.
That's where you're wrong. He's going to give it to Schultz, Gallup, and Noah Brown because they've earned it. CeeDee is going to get the double team, and it's going to be great, and you're just going to be crying, be like, pass to CeeDee.
So for someone to say that he's going to give it up to Schultz, why the hell is Schultz on your bench?
I like the matchup between Cincinnati and Atlanta better.
Okay. All right. You heard it here. Both booms for us. Dak Prescott. Let's ride.
No one's riding anymore, okay? Every time someone says that, bad shit happens.
It's such a fucking meme now. It's hilarious. All right. I think this is the first time ever that one of us has done 2 picks from the same team, but I have to. DeAndre Hopkins, welcome back. Now it's time to talk about Robbie Anderson's counterpart. DeAndre Hopkins hasn't seen practice or an in-game time in 6 weeks. Though he was a top 5 wide receiver last year, I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona eases Hopkins back into his role this week and maybe next week. And for that reason, I'm going to give Hopkins a bust this week versus New Orleans Saints. You just can't trust a guy who's been out of team workouts and out of team practices for 6 weeks. I think, like I said, it's going to be a slow start for him, but you'll see him come back very soon, and he's going to put up numbers like he always has, but just not this week. Melky?
You don't trust a guy who is arguably a top 5 wide receiver?
Not after being away from the team for 6 weeks.
You don't trust a guy who's arguably a top 5 wide receiver?
You don't trust a guy who's top 6, so why would you trust a guy who's top 5?
Because nobody cares about the 6th person. That's why.
That's not true. Everybody in basketball loves the 6th man.
Is there an award for 6th man of the year in the NFL?
There is, because that guy that runs a car dealership in Toronto got a ring. So 6th man.
Boom. We're talking American sports, though. Nice try.
Mic drop.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay.
I'm so I'm going to disagree with you. He's a huge boom this week. He's hungry. He made a hype video about his return. You don't think this man has not been circling this date? And Kyler Murray is going to make sure he gets the ball.
Yeah.
Kyler doesn't do a lot of things right, but throwing to that man is what he does best.
Yeah.
He's a huge. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, he's going to be fed. He's going to be fed well. I honestly think he could break 20 for you in fantasy points.
Ooh, all right, all right.
Pains me to say. So if you have him, folks, start him. He's a huge boom this week.
Yeah, you don't not start DeAndre Hopkins. I think I said it earlier in this podcast. You just can't. You can't just not start DeAndre Hopkins. I'm obviously starting him, and I'll continue to start him unless he gets injured. So yeah, I kind of agree that Kyler Murray will hand him the ball, but at the same time, I honestly, it's hard for me to say he's going to get more than 10 points this week. But we'll see.
You don't think the coaching staff hasn't told Baby Yoda to like make sure you throw it his way? You don't think they have routes specifically just for him? And
well, I'm sure they do.
I know you don't study and you don't pay attention to X's and O's, Baby Yoda, but here, this is what you're fucking doing on Thursday.
Yeah, throw him the ball like 15 times and hope he catches. But yeah, I hope he does. But in my eyes, it's just a little too early. But hey,
Have faith.
That's okay. Melky, who's your last?
Well, this one is contingent because all signs are pointing to he's playing, but there's no definitive answer yet. So if he doesn't play, folks, ignore this fucking boomer bust. But if he does, you better be starting him. We're going to Detroit, the Cowboys' opponent, and we're talking about DeAndre Swift.
Two DeAndres.
Too many DeAndres. He's a boom, folks. He's a boom. He's pushing towards playing week 7. If so, he'll be up against a Dallas defense that ranks 19th against the run. Swiffy will have a field day against the Cowboys. Start him if he's playing.
I agree, but I'm going to disagree because
you can't agree to disagree.
Yes, you can. We can agree to disagree. Okay? We can agree. That's why it's called agree to disagree.
No, you said yes, and then you said no.
Because my brain doesn't work like yours. My brain thinks for a second, says something, and then goes, "What the fuck you saying? You're an idiot."
You don't think before you say anything?
I think the Cowboys defense, I think Micah Parsons is gonna shut this guy down, and I say 55 yards, maybe a forced fumble.
I bet you that doesn't happen. I bet you if he plays, he cracks close to 100 and gets a touchdown.
I bet you $20,000 if we win that I beat your ass this week.
I bet you $20,000 that we win that I beat your ass this week.
All right, gentlemen shake.
There you have it.
All right, guys, that's it for Boomer Bust. Take them, leave them, do whatever you want with it. Just, start the guys we say and don't start the guys we don't say. And if we're tied, do whatever you want. Guys, Toonie Bets, everybody's favorite. Melky, I'm going to let you take it away.
All right. Well, I felt like playing devil's advocate this week, and I hate the Giants so much. I'm going to go with the matchup of the Jaguars versus the Giants. And I like the Jaguars to upset the G-Men. And here's why. It's at home. The Giants have only won by 1 possession this season. Daniel Jones sucks donkey balls, and the Jags really need this win. I'm picking the upset. Go with Jacksonville.
Did you just screw my freaking bets online too? Didn't we? We did pick the Jags.
We picked them, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I want to make some money, Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I think the Jags are due for a win, and I think the Giants are due for a loss. And it's going to be tough, but I think Trevor Lawrence can pull this one off. So I'm going to agree with you. Now, everybody's favorite, Goobie's bold predictions. I feel like it can't be a bold prediction anymore because, one, you know what I'm going to call out, and two, you know I'm going to be right. And three, we're going to have a told you so segment because I feel like someone over here, actually, know what? I feel like he's going to agree with me this year or this week. We're going with Jets, Jets over the Broncos. I mean, come on. It's the Denver Broncos. That offense is dismal. That defense is okay. And yeah, Jets are on fire. So I'm going Jets over Broncos. Melky.
I'm jumping on that bandwagon for once in my life, and I'm taking the Jets too. Jets are on fire. They're 9th ranked team defense. Breece Hall so far has 391 rushing yards and 218 receiving yards.
Yep.
That's all world, man. He's got 3 touchdowns running. He's got 1 receiving. And most of all, the Broncos offense is flaming garbage.
Yeah.
They can't hang with the Jets.
No,
So
Jets fly high.
Jets are going to be roaring into Denver and embarrass them at Mile High.
Let's go Jets. All right. Melky. I love it.
Ah, man. You know what? It's always fun to end on common ground because we never do that.
Nope.
But our battle starts Thursday, buddy. I just have a question for you. Are you scared?
I mean, yeah, a little bit, but you know, like I said, we're gonna finish this on common ground. I said I'm probably gonna lose this, but you never know. Let's go, DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, I just want you to know that after this podcast, I hate your guts, and I won't like you until next Tuesday.
I'm still not gonna tell you if I win $20,000, so it's okay.
No, I'm just kidding, man. Goobs, always a pleasure doing this pod with you. You riding shotgun with me, or me riding shotgun with you, whomever starts the pod. So, any last words before we bounce out of here?
Yeah, we're about to shoot. I think it's next week. The new edition of Wow, I Had Mustard. Guys, check it out because we're gonna find out who knows me best. Melky, you have a very big advantage over the other two, Ba and King Calf, but you know what? I'm giving them just a little bit of a hint. They're going to ask me some questions. I said Ba gets 2 questions, Calf gets 3. They can ask me if they think that's what's going to be one of the trivia questions. But guys, come check it out on the Wow I Have Mustard podcast. We'll be shooting it and it'll be dropping soon. So yeah, check us out.
So are you saying you're giving them just the tip?
I'm just giving them a little bit of the tip. Not all the way in, but a little tease.
I mean, a little tease never hurt anyone, so carry on. Yeah, thank you. That episode's gonna be fun. It's a Halloween edition. You know us, we're complete jokesters, and on Halloween, it's gonna be chaos. So I can't wait for that episode. I want to thank NA30. I want to thank Anthony. I want to thank Sports for You podcast. Check them out on Townhouse Media. I want to thank the Mustard guys. Shout out to Ba. Shout out to Calf. Shout out to Goobs. And also check out my new podcast with the newest addition to the NA family, NA30 family, T-Rex. It's called What's on Your Plate. We dropped episode 1 a couple of days ago. It's a lot of fun. It's just basically us going to different restaurants and reviewing them and giving our take and suggestions. So don't hesitate. Push play right now.
Sweet. All right. That's it for us, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Check us out next week. Have a good night.
Before we go, since I was talking food earlier, I did a project at school. It was a podcast pilot called What's on Your Plate Humber. Same idea as my food podcast. My prof loved it because I had so many sexual innuendos because I talked about hot dogs. So, Goobs, I have a joke for you before we go, and it's hot dog inspired.
Oh man, I was hoping it'd be about my favorite food, tacos.
That was the next episode.
Damn.
Who was the first carpenter mentioned in the Bible?
Jesus Christ.
Close. Eve. She made Adam's hot dog stand.
Ooh, I like that. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good night.